Welcome to our deep dive today into remarkable products, ideas that really stand out. Our source material is Seth Godin's Purple Cow.
Mm,
It's a book that kind of flips the script on traditional marketing,
yeah,
saying being good isn't enough anymore in today's world. So
right.
we're going to rethink how we look at products and what it takes to truly grab attention in this really crowded marketplace.
Odin really throws the traditional advertising playbook out the window. He argues that in our current landscape, just amplifying your message,
Right.
it just isn't as effective as it used to be.
It's like being in a crowded room and just trying to speak louder
Exactly.
to be heard. You need a more interesting
You
approach.
need something more.
Right.
Yeah, you need to be more captivating.
Yeah.
And that's where the whole purple cow metaphor comes in.
Okay.
So picture this. You're driving past a field of brown cows.
Okay.
They all kind of blend together, right? You barely even notice them. And then suddenly a bright purple cow appears.
Oh, wow.
It's impossible to miss. That's the idea.
So I get the visual. How does that translate to, like, products and marketing?
Well, think about it. We're bombarded with messages every single day.
Mm-hmm.
Ads on our phones, billboards on the street, commercials interrupting our favorite shows. To cut through all that, your product has to be that
Okay.
unexpected thing,
Yeah.
that remarkable element,
Okay.
the undeniable purple cow.
So it's not just about being good anymore. It's about being extraordinary.
Right.
Something that really makes people stop and take notice.
Absolutely. Godin gives the example of the launch of the iPad.
Hmm.
It wasn't just a thinner tablet or a faster tablet.
Right.
It was a completely unique combination of features and design that created a whole new category of device.
So they kind of like combined the best of laptops and smartphones
Okay.
into this like hybrid device
Right.
that was both practical and visually appealing.
Yeah.
It definitely got people's attention.
Yeah, it sparked that curiosity.
Yeah.
And that's the core of it. A purple cow product provides something truly unique and valuable.
Mhm.
It solves a problem, or it fulfills a need
Okay.
in a way that's unexpected and delightful.
So how do we create this purple cow? Is it a matter of just trial and error, or is there a more strategic approach?
It's definitely more strategic. Godin suggests that we need to understand how our target audience discovers new products.
Okay.
He breaks the market down into three groups: the innovators and early adopters,
Okay.
who are always on the lookout for the next big thing.
Like the trendsetters.
Yeah, the ones who are willing to wait in line
Right.
for the latest gadgets.
Right?
And then you have the early majority.
Okay.
These are the folks who are content with what they have,
Hmm.
but they're open to new things if it's demonstrably better.
So they're not actively seeking out change.
Right.
But they're open to it.
They're receptive.
Okay.
And then lastly, you have the laggards.
Okay.
They're the ones who are the last to adopt anything new.
Mm-hmm.
They only switch when their existing product breaks down or becomes completely obsolete.
Got it. So we have these different audience segments. Where does the purple cow fit into this?
This is where it gets interesting.
Okay.
Godin proposes that instead of trying to reach everyone at once,
Mm-hmm.
we should concentrate our energy on those innovators and early adopters.
Okay.
Because they're the ones who are most likely to embrace the bold and unconventional.
They're the ones looking for something new and exciting.
Exactly. And they're actively seeking out products that push boundaries.
Right.
So we don't have to spend a fortune on traditional advertising to reach them.
So if you create a product that really excites them,
Yeah,
they become your champions
exactly.
and spread the word organically.
They become living endorsements for your purple cow.
Okay, that's interesting.
And remember, purple cow products are often niche. They're not designed for mass appeal, and that's okay.
So you're focusing on a specific group that's really craving something new and different.
Correct. They have a passion for innovative products, and they're much more willing to take risks on things that might not appeal to everyone.
They're looking for that purple cow in a field of brown cows.
Right.
They want to be the first to discover it and share it with their community.
Exactly.
I like it.
And then as their enthusiasm spills over, it starts to pique the interest of the early majority.
Right.
And they think, well, if those guys love it so much,
Right.
maybe I should check it out too.
So it creates this ripple effect
Yes,
that gradually pulls in a larger audience.
exactly. And by then, your purple cow has already built a reputation for being something special, something worth seeking out. It rises above the noise of all the ordinary products out there.
So let's say we've developed our purple cow and it's starting to gain some traction with those early adopters.
Mm,
Are we done? Can we just sit back and watch it unfold?
not quite.
Okay.
Godin stresses that creating a remarkable product is just the first step. You have to nurture it,
Right.
amplify its purpleness, so to speak, to keep that momentum going.
So we need to milk this cow for all it's worth.
In a way, yes. Godin suggests some really creative strategies to make your cow even more memorable.
Okay.
For example, think about crafting a catchy slogan
Oh,
that really sticks with people.
like just do it for Nike or
Yeah.
think different for Apple.
Exactly.
Mm.
Short, impactful, instantly recognizable.
Okay.
You can also use humor or parody in your marketing to make your product stand out.
Like those old Spice commercials
Yeah.
with Isaiah Mustafa
Exactly.
on a horse.
You got it.
They were very memorable.
And don't underestimate the power of exclusivity. Limited editions or special releases
Okay.
can make your product even more desirable.
People love to feel like they're part of something exclusive.
Right.
That adds a certain prestige and intrigue.
Indeed. And if you can tap into the passion of hobbyists, you've struck gold.
What do you mean by that?
Hobbyists are deeply invested in their particular activities.
Okay.
And they're always on the lookout for products that enhance their experience.
Like gamers eagerly awaiting new releases or athletes looking for cutting-edge gear.
Exactly. By understanding their specific needs and tailoring your product accordingly,
Okay.
you can create a really loyal following that will sing your praises.
It seems like creating and sustaining a purple cow
Yeah,
is an ongoing process. It's not just a one-time event.
absolutely. The market is constantly evolving.
Right.
And what's remarkable today might be commonplace tomorrow.
So you have to constantly innovate,
Right.
push boundaries,
Keep finding.
and find new ways to surprise and delight your audience
Exactly.
to stay ahead.
Godin says that the risk of standing out is far less than the risk of blending in and fading away.
There's a saying, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything.
It's true.
Right.
In a world saturated with choices, being unremarkable is a recipe for failure.
So as we wrap up this segment of our deep dive, the key takeaway is that creating a purple cow isn't just about being different for the sake of being different.
It's about
Yeah.
it's about understanding your audience, identifying a genuine need, and delivering a product or experience that truly exceeds expectations in a remarkable way.
It's about being bold,
Yeah.
taking risks,
And creating something.
and crafting something
Yeah.
that makes people stop, think, and say, wow, I've never seen anything like this before.
Exactly.
Stay tuned for part 2 of our exploration, where we'll dig deeper into the challenges and rewards of bringing your purple cow to life.
Welcome back to our exploration of Seth Godin's Purple Cow. We've talked about the importance of standing out, being remarkable,
Right.
crafting a product that's like that, vibrant purple cow in a field of brown ones. But let's face it, venturing too far from the norm,
Yeah.
does that carry the risk of alienating potential customers?
That's a good point. Certainly not everyone is going to love your purple cow. And some people might even find it strange or off-putting.
It's like stepping out onto a stage, you're opening yourself up to scrutiny, maybe even rejection.
Right. Godin acknowledges this. He says that true innovation often invites criticism. So playing it safe, sticking with conformity, might feel comfortable in the short term,
Yeah.
but in the long run, it leads to obscurity.
Exactly. If your product doesn't stand out, it gets lost in a sea of sameness. Think about all the unremarkable, easily forgotten products you've encountered.
They just kind of fade into the background noise of our lives.
Right.
Yeah.
Now think about the products that have really stuck with you, the ones you've told your friends about, the ones that made a lasting impression.
Okay.
Those were likely purple cows in some way. They dared to be different, to offer something truly unique.
So while standing out has its risks,
Yeah.
the bigger danger is in being invisible.
Exactly. Godin urges us to embrace that risk, to overcome our fear of judgment and create something truly extraordinary.
He uses a really powerful analogy. He compares the choice to avoid creating a purple cow to choosing slow, unnoticed death.
Wow.
It's a pretty stark image,
Yeah.
right? That emphasizes how complacency can stifle innovation and growth. So how do we overcome that fear of criticism and setbacks? How do we find the courage to create something bold and daring?
Well, Godin offers a few strategies.
Okay.
First, remember that you're not trying to please everyone. Your goal is to captivate those innovators and early adopters who are hungry for something new, not to appease every single person.
It's like that saying, you can't please everyone, so you might as well please yourself.
Exactly. Focus on creating something that genuinely excites you, something you truly believe in, and let the critics say what they will.
Because their feedback doesn't necessarily reflect the true value of your product
Right.
for the needs of your target audience.
Exactly.
Right.
Remember, even the most successful products have faced skepticism and disapproval.
Right.
Think about the iPad.
Oh, yeah?
People initially dismissed it as just a big iPhone or a laptop without a keyboard.
Right.
But Apple stuck to their vision.
Yeah.
They were committed to creating a remarkable product.
And look at them now.
Yeah, they revolutionized the tablet market.
They created a whole new category of device.
Exactly. Don't let the fear of criticism paralyze you.
Hmm.
Embrace the inherent risk and trust your gut.
So let's say we've created our purple cow. It's gaining some traction. What comes next? How do we sustain that momentum and ensure long-term success?
Godin emphasizes that creating a purple cow is not a one-time achievement.
Right.
It requires constant nurturing and evolution to stay ahead of the curve.
So we can't just rest on our laurels.
No,
We have to keep innovating, keep finding new ways to engage our audience.
Exactly. Godin uses this analogy of milking the cow.
Okay, I'm curious. Tell me more about this milking process.
He suggests that we should maximize the value we get from our purple cow
Okay.
while it's still in high demand. This means expanding your product line, solidifying your brand, finding new ways to engage your customer base.
So it's about capitalizing on the momentum you've built
Right.
and turning your purple cow into a thriving business.
Exactly. But here's the thing. You can't milk the same cow forever. Eventually, its output will diminish.
All right, the market gets saturated, competitors catch up, and what was once extraordinary starts to feel ordinary.
Correct. So while you're milking your current purple cow, you need to simultaneously be cultivating the next one.
It's like planting seeds for the future
Yeah.
while harvesting the present crop.
Exactly. It's about constantly looking ahead, anticipating trends, and identifying new opportunities to create something remarkable.
Because in our fast-paced world, stagnation is basically the same as going backwards.
That's a good way to put it.
But developing that next purple cow can feel daunting,
Sure.
especially when you're still enjoying the success of your first one.
Right.
It's tempting to get complacent to think, we've made it, we can relax now.
Yeah, that's a dangerous mindset. Godin argues that the moment you stop innovating is the moment you start to become irrelevant.
So how do we maintain that hunger, that drive to keep creating even after we've achieved success?
Godin offers some advice.
Okay.
First, surround yourself with people who challenge you. People who push you to think differently, who aren't afraid to tell you when your ideas are getting stale.
Like having your own personal advisory board.
Exactly.
That's constantly pushing you to be better.
And don't be afraid to step outside of your comfort zone.
Okay.
Experiment. Explore new avenues. Be open to the possibility of failure.
Because sometimes the most remarkable discoveries come from the most unexpected places.
Precisely. And never lose sight of that initial spark. The passion that fueled the creation of your first purple cow.
It's about reconnecting with that source of inspiration.
Yes.
And letting it ignite your next creation.
Now let's shift gears a bit and talk about something that's often overlooked in the pursuit of remarkable products.
Okay.
Marketing.
We've created our purple cow. But how do we make sure the right people see it?
Traditional advertising methods may have lost some of their effectiveness.
Okay.
But we can't ignore marketing altogether.
So we need to find new and innovative ways to get our message out there.
Precisely, Godin offers some really compelling ideas in Purple Cow.
Okay.
He suggests that instead of interrupting people with our message, we should create content and experiences that draw them in.
It's like the difference between shouting at someone across a crowded street and inviting them for a conversation over coffee.
Exactly. Instead of forcing our message on people, we should create something they actually want to engage with.
So what does that look like in practice?
It could take many forms. It could be a blog or a podcast that provides valuable insights to your target audience.
Okay.
It could be hosting events and workshops that allow people to experience your product firsthand.
I like that.
The key is to create something that adds value to people's lives. Something they'll naturally want to share with others.
So it's about creating buzz-generating excitement and turning your customers into your biggest advocates.
Exactly. And this is where those innovators and early adopters come back into play.
Because they're the ones who are most likely to share your content. And spread the word about your purple cow.
Precisely. By focusing on creating remarkable content and experiences, you can leverage the power of word-of-mouth marketing to reach a much wider audience.
It's like planting a seed that grows organically, extending its reach far and wide.
As more people discover your purple cow, your brand gains recognition.
Hmm.
Your reputation grows and your business thrives.
But creating great content takes time and effort,
Of course.
and a lot of creativity. It's not easy.
It's definitely not a quick fix or a magic solution.
So what's the secret to creating content that really stands out and grabs people's attention?
I think it starts with a deep understanding of your audience.
Knowing their needs, their interests, their pain points, their
Yeah.
aspirations.
Exactly. You have to create content that resonates with them on an emotional level,
Hmm.
content that speaks to their deepest desires and anxieties.
It's like tapping into their collective consciousness,
Mm.
creating something that feels both familiar and new at the same time.
And don't be afraid to be unconventional, to break free from the norms,
Yeah.
to challenge the status quo.
Because in a world that's overflowing with content, originality is the only way to truly stand out.
Exactly. Now, creating remarkable content is one challenge,
Right.
but making sure it gets seen is another hurdle altogether.
So how do we prevent our purple cow from getting lost in the vast digital landscape?
Well, there are a few key strategies we can use.
Okay.
First, we need to make sure our content is easily discoverable.
So it's not enough to just create great content.
Right.
We need to optimize it for search engines, share it on social media, distribute it through the right channels.
Exactly. We need to think like digital marketers,
Hmm.
making sure our content reaches the right people at the right time.
It's like casting a wide net and then carefully reeling in the fish that are most likely to bite.
I like that analogy.
And never underestimate the power of partnerships and collaboration.
Oh, absolutely.
Teaming up with other businesses or influencers who share our target audience can really amplify our reach.
You're right. It's about leveraging the strength of a network to spread our message and extend our influence.
So creating and marketing a purple cow is an ongoing process
It is.
that requires creativity, strategic thinking, a willingness to experiment and adapt.
Absolutely. But the rewards are well worth the effort.
Because in a world where attention is the most valuable currency, crafting a purple cow can be the key to building a successful and lasting business.
It's about setting yourself apart from the crowd, captivating your audience, and leaving a lasting impression that keeps them coming back for more.
Well said. Join us for the final part of our exploration,
Okay.
where we'll dive into the real-world challenges and rewards of bringing your purple cow to life. Welcome back to the Deep Dive. We've been exploring Seth Godin's Purple Cow,
Right.
a book that really challenges us to ditch the ordinary and embrace the remarkable.
It's a good read?
It is, but, I think it's time we address the elephant in the room. How do we actually bring these purple cows to life in the real world?
It's a good question. We've talked about the theory,
Right.
but now we need to figure out how to make it happen.
Where do we even begin?
Well, the first step is a change in mindset. We have to stop thinking of products as just things we sell
Okay.
and start thinking of them as experiences that we design.
So we need to go beyond just features and benefits and think about the emotions
Yes.
and relationships we're creating with our customers.
Exactly. Think about some of the most successful brands in the world.
Yeah.
They don't just sell products, they sell a feeling, a lifestyle, a sense of community.
Like Apple. They've built this incredibly loyal following of customers who really identify with
Right.
their sleek design and cutting-edge technology.
Absolutely. Or Starbucks. They've taken the simple act of buying a cup of coffee and turned it into this whole personalized, ritualistic experience.
I see what you mean. So how do we put this into practice? How do we actually do this?
It starts with a deep understanding of your target audience.
Okay.
What are they passionate about?
Right.
What are their challenges? What are their aspirations?
So we need to really get inside their heads,
Yes.
study their behavior,
Their motivations.
their deepest desires.
Exactly. And then we need to design products and experiences that meet those needs in a way that's both functional and emotionally engaging.
So it's not enough to just solve a problem.
No.
We have to do it in a way that feels intuitive, delightful, maybe even transformative.
Precisely. And remember, there's no one-size-fits-all formula.
Okay.
What works for one audience might not work for another.
Right.
Our purple cows have to be tailored to the specific needs and desires of our target market.
It's like custom tailoring.
Yeah.
We're not making something for the masses.
Exactly.
We're creating something unique and special for each individual.
But crafting a remarkable product is only half the battle.
Yeah.
We also have to create a remarkable experience around it.
So it's not just about the product itself. It's about how we present it, how we market it,
Yeah.
how we support our customers throughout their entire journey.
Exactly. Every interaction with our brand should reinforce that sense of exceptionality, that feeling of being a purple cow.
We have to look at the entire customer journey holistically,
Yes.
from the moment they first discover our product
To the moment they become.
to the moment they become brand advocates.
Exactly. And this is where creativity and ingenuity really come into play.
Okay?
We have to find new and exciting ways to engage with our customers, to surprise them, to delight them, to make them feel like they're part of something special.
Like personalized welcome messages, exclusive events, behind-the-scenes access.
Exactly. It's about fostering a sense of community,
Yeah.
exclusivity, and insider knowledge.
It sounds like a lot of work, but also incredibly rewarding.
It is, but remember, crafting a purple cow is not a solo mission. We need a team of passionate, creative people
Okay.
who are all aligned with a shared vision.
So we're building a tribe of purple cow enthusiasts,
Exactly.
all working together to bring something truly remarkable into the world.
That's what makes this journey so exciting. It's not just about creating a product, it's about starting a movement, a community of people who believe in the power of the extraordinary.
Wow. Well, I think we've really covered a lot of ground today.
I think so too.
Any final thoughts for our listeners as
Yeah.
they're processing all of this?
I would just say that in a world that's becoming increasingly homogenized, where everything starts to look the same,
Right.
the power of the purple cow is more important than ever. Don't be afraid to stand out, to be bold, to create something that makes people stop and take notice.
That's how we make a real difference in the world.
That's how we leave our mark.
Beautifully said. And to our listeners, we challenge you. What purple cow will you unleash on the world? Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.